Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Be the Media Huntington. Tonight is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2019. My name is Jenny Lee. I'm one of your hostesses. And as always, I have with me Miss Nina.
Hi, guys.
And Miss Lisa.
Hi, everyone.
Whew, so we got a lot. There was no shortage of content this week for us to go over.
3 hours tonight.
Many. The biggest issue du jour that seems to be floating around right now is LIPA. And interesting enough, the common theme I keep hearing from everyone that I've talked to, even the people who are going to the protests, who are going to the meetings, is they still just don't even understand it. And that's one of the big factors. I forgot to go back and get the episode numbers, but you can go look through our library and you'll see that we have covered LIPA at one point. You'll see the smokestacks is the previous photo. That's why I decided to use the Stop LIPA sign for this one tonight instead of the smokestacks, so that you can go back and retrieve that one. It makes it pretty easy to find on our library of topics. So LIPA is a threat to everybody. Do you know where we are with this right now?
Not really. I know there was a protest yesterday, but I'm confused by it too. I just don't know what's happening. I need somebody to explain it to me in simple terms.
One of the people who's on the Concerned Taxpayers Against LIPA group, they had given a really good description. I'm just going to read a few lines of it because I think it sums up like where the group is at the moment versus where the government is. So as far as the group goes, he writes, there is a confusion brewing on this page. Various people are throwing out, the plants are worth this much, the plant is worth that much, the cables increase the value this much, the cables don't increase the value this much. We can take over, we can't take over. It's grossly overassessed, it's grossly underassessed. LIPA made a promise as loco that they broke, then we hear that that's already been disproven due to lack of consideration in court. And it's really not an option, yet we throw it around like it is. But what's real and what's not? We hear arguments for every item above that's passionate and seems realistic, but not everything can be right. And I read that and it made so much sense of the general feeling that you're getting in the several groups that they have in relation to LIPA. Fact is, the entire town is going to be liable for having to pay more taxes, and the East Northport School District particularly so. I believe Northport also.
I'll be honest with you. I really don't engage that much into the LIPA because I've had it explained a lot. It's still very, very confusing as to how do we get drugged into what is going on in Northport, and did we get any of the benefits when Northport was getting? I don't even know. I would like to know why do we have to pay for something if we didn't receive any of the benefits?
Well, we didn't, but here we are hot off the presses with one of our local politicians. Let me get right on that one. Jeez. Okay, this one. There you go. It's dated April 2nd. It's to the Honorable Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York State. Dear Governor Cuomo, it's from Thomas Suozzi, member of Congress. Dear Governor Cuomo, next Wednesday, April 10th, the tax certiorari lawsuit brought by the Long Island Power Authority, LIPA, against the town of Huntington over the valuation of the Northport Power Plant will resume. While this is not a federal issue, many of my constituents in the town of Huntington and the East Northport School District have reached out and sought my assistance in bringing this urgent matter to your attention. It has been nearly a decade since LIPA and National Grid filed a tax certiorari actions on the Northport Power Plant seeking a 90% reduction in the assessed value of the plant, dropping the annual property tax payments by more than $65 million from 82 million to a mere 17 million. If LIPA is successful in its case, the taxes for Huntington residents, and more importantly, the taxpayers of the East Northport School District, will skyrocket. Governor, no one has done more than you to try to address the problem of property taxes on Long Island and in New York State. Please intervene to help solve this problem and find a responsible and fair settlement to mitigate the damage to these residents. I thank you for your attention to this urgent matter. If I may help in any way, please advise. Thomas Swazi. I just want to dispute the statement that no one's done more to lower our taxes than him.
It sounds like he had to say that, I'm sure.
Didn't he just give himself a raise? They cut Special Olympics and gave themselves a raise.
Oh, that's nice. That's always interesting. I don't know what to say about the LIPA thing, so I just because I feel as though at the end of the day, no matter what
I feel like every time I talk about LIPA, I feel stupid. Is that how you guys feel?
That's exactly how I feel, because is it up and running now? Do they want it up and running? What's the benefit of it up and running? What's the I don't know. I mean,
I forgot where to see it, but did you see the video? I should go find it. I think Patrick Deacon posted it of one of the smokestacks was going off while the kids was playing the games, and everybody was like, "What's going on? This hasn't happened." And it was scaring the bejesus out of everybody at the ball fields.
Well, what are they saying? What are the people that know what they're talking about?
Well, Gene Cook wants to take the land by eminent domain.
And do what with it?
He's the only one that has even any inkling of a plan to make it like some sort of, I don't know, maybe it will lower our taxes. I doubt it. They never give back the extra. But, make it work for the town instead of us working for the town. I don't know, but it's a better solution than, hey, let's just take the least amount of damages. We're done in court. I mean, there's been people now protesting there. It's this has been going on for 10 years. Too little, too late.
But what are they protesting? Drop the lawsuit? What? What are they protesting?
I don't know.
I don't know. What do they want?
I feel either way, whatever way is sliced, and this is in all honesty, we're going to end up paying for it anyway. It's just how much we're going to pay for it. Because they just keep dragging it on, wasting more money, dragging it on.
Well, someone's got to pay for Cuomo's raise.
Please don't.
It's not going to be,
Don't say that name. I want that vote back so badly. I really do. I literally want to go back into election day and take my vote back, because what a disappointment he turned out to be.
Okay, I think I have something good for you guys. This will kind of help explain the LIPA thing for the rest of us, because we have to dumb it down even for ourselves, okay? Here we go. Here, I think you'll like this one. That's terrifying. I'm terrified now.
Sounds like the introduction to a scary sci-fi movie.
My heart is racing.
I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at.
Me neither. All I know is I'm terrified. Sorry.
It's just so weird.
Oh my goodness, that didn't explain anything at all.
I was just going to say that told me nothing.
Yeah, that just terrified me. Okay, Lisa, where were we? Because this actually segues into a few things that we wanted to touch on. What did we do this weekend?
We were on site at the Heartland of Pilgrim State Psychiatric Center. What's it, 452 acres? And we got to see where lots of MS-13 activity is going on, with its tags on the buildings, all the decrepit buildings. And we were stopped by a police officer while we were there filming and checking out the land and some other things, trails. And the police officer asked us to be really careful about our surroundings, because of beware of our surroundings and what was going on because of all the MS-13 activity that's going on.
Yeah, we were just wandering around there, and I think because we were out of the car, a lot of people just really drive through it. We were out, and we also saw him talking to other people that had their dog running in this big open space. But we're gonna be putting
really scary.
It was intense. Like we've done a couple of different on-site visits. We did the cemetery, and the cemetery was not as creepy as this was.
It really wasn't. I mean, when you see all those, talking about that LIPA and the scary music and like a scary movie, this place, when we got home after being warned by the police officer, it really scared me a lot, because not only do we have so many gang members on Long Island, but just knowing where we were and where we were filming and all those buildings that we were checking out and being so close to them, just knowing that there was gang members in there, if they came out and wanted to hurt us, they could have, and we could have screamed at the top of our lungs and nobody would have hurt us.
I know, and people see it when we put it all together. There's like this part where we go by an abandoned trailer, and there's an abandoned boat, and they're all covered with graffiti. And it was creepy because we were saying, like, somebody could very easily be being held in there and being, abused, used, or even dead. I mean, there's paths everywhere. Just really.
Lots of room to hide bodies in there. Lots of room.
I know a lot of people think Heartland's like at a loss. And Lisa, we learned so much. Heartland is really, really still happening, and you could still really be. Christine was even saying there's nothing built. There's nothing in the ground. They're still in court with their sewage treatment plant right now, currently. I was given permission that I could get that up there, the lawsuit for the sewage, because it's two towns that are basically battling over who's going to be responsible for their sewage treatment. And the developer now, Wolkoff, he wants us basically not to fund it, provide it, and he's suing us for it. I think people really need to pay attention to this subject. So we're going to bring you one whole incident to let everybody know exactly where we are. So you have one of those, I like to talk about our episodes. You can take it off, show it, and get updated in that topic of where they were in the time. But speaking of MS-13, which I wasn't expecting when we went to go see Heartland at all, we recently had a William Umberto Martinez Chavez, who was arrested in Huntington. And he was a confirmed MS-13 gang member.
Lovely.
And he was back. And he was
again and again.
And he was convicted of a crime. So my question was, how did he get back in? Like, is he not put on some type of, like, once you're deported for committing a crime, are you not put on some type of watch list, or I don't know. But to know the fact that this man who was already convicted of a crime was walking around free.
No, Dana, he was convicted of manslaughter.
That's a crime.
It's more. That's like, it's like
still a crime.
Your car, or I completely slaughtered someone. Big difference.
I don't care. To me, when you're here illegally, you should keep a low profile, right? That's what normal people do.
You would think.
So when you are that brazen to commit a crime, that lets me know you really don't care. But when you come back in after you've been deported, after you committed the crime, that should send off high alarms. because the fact of the matter is, no matter where you live in Huntington, if you live in Huntington Station, Huntington Bay, South Huntington, Huntington, these individuals are walking amongst us, our family members.
They're hard to pick out. It's not like they're wearing a billboard or anything that says, MS-13 right on the belly or anything. They're really disguised. So
doesn't he have an MS-13? Yeah, he has an MS-13. I think I saw his tattoo somewhere.
I saw sarcasm.
If you could read some of if you know tattoo language like someone like I do, you can pick out certain things. You know what certain tattoos stand for. But my thing is, my mother, who was like a million, she doesn't know that. What's going to stop him from doing something to her? Or my dad, who is so frail at this point in time, he couldn't protect himself if he tried. Or our kids, some people have walkers, that you walk to and from school. Who's how are they going to know what to look out for?
And you know what? I'm sorry to interrupt, but on that note, when you're talking about tattoos and they say certain things, also at Heartland on these buildings, the police also mentioned about all the tagging that's on the buildings. Well, I'm sorry. These MS-13 gangs are tagging buildings, letting everyone know they're there.
Didn't you see?
Why are they? Why are they here? If we know they're here because of their tagging, and they're saying, "Hello, look at us, we're here."
But
why isn't anybody going in there, getting them out, cleaning it up?
Dina was saying she saw his tattoo, and I'm showing you right here. It even gives the name of his gang right across his chest. This is the exact. We were seeing the exact type of tagging. They tagged their bodies. They tagged their buildings. They tagged. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Here I got the article. It's William. The 40-year-old who still has MS-13 tattoos on his chest and stomach was deported in October 2017 for being convicted of manslaughter and serving time in state prison in connection with the fatal stabbing in May 2000 outside of a deli in Huntington, according to Oh God, he was arrested in Huntington for a murder he committed in Huntington in 2000. So his name was William Humberto Martinez Chavez.
What?
So why wasn't he still in jail?
I don't know. You want to see this? Wait, there's a short video. It's Fox. Don't judge me for who's doing it. I bring whatever news I can get. This one's Fox.
Convicted MS-13 killer who was kicked out of the country is arrested again. Prosecutors say William Chavez was deported 2 years ago after serving time for a deadly stabbing, but the Salvadorian killer
Bad service.
Snuck back into the country. ICE officials arrested him on Long Island. Chavez, now charged with illegal re-entry into the U.S., faces up to 20 years in prison.
Why wasn't he facing 20 years in prison for manslaughter? For killing someone?
He probably did when he was 20. Who knows? He's 40 now, so.
Yeah, he has. Is that Maria Salvatrucha? He has a ton of
very obvious tattoos.
A ton of ink. This one of them I haven't seen from anybody in New York. I've seen him in El Salvador. I've never seen this one here. I just think it blows my mind how,
there's a lot of people in Huntington that want to see them protected because they want a better life, especially, a local immigration attorney.
Listen,
can't talk bad about them.
I'm all for people trying to come here and do what's right. I'm all for that. I'm not saying that people, I don't support people coming here illegally, because for most of us, we all have, relatives or ancestors that came here, but they came here the right way. With that being said, if you come here and you work on getting yourself together and you follow the rules, I'm fine. If you give back to the economy, you work on it and you get yourself together, okay. But people like that, that's a different story. And the problem is, we don't have the resources to comb through everything with a fine-tooth comb. And that's why everybody gets lumped together, because of people like this.
Yep.
You know, this is going to stand out as opposed to, you know, the little laundry lady who cleans clothes, you know, 7 days a week to pay for her children. Nobody cares about that. But we're going to hear about this guy. And that's a problem. And that will scare people. It scared me. Not for myself, but, you know, people who just don't know.
Well, there's, you know, other things they don't realize too. This is the other posts that I picked up from some of the other pages just to let you know how it does impact you. And it is right next to your children. And it's funny because nobody had the answer to this. And I had the answer because I was at the police meeting when I asked the question, when I discovered this incident myself. It was 3 hours ago. It was posted on one of the local Huntington pages. Says, I've been curious about the trails over at Breezy Park. But it always seemed, you know, but it always seemed a little sketchy. And I'm generally alone. I never ventured into that part of the park. It's a Suffolk County park. Today I was walking with a friend who prefers trails in the woods as opposed to the sidewalk. So we decided to give it a go, and it didn't disappoint. A few yards in, and we came upon a small group of what appeared to be Huntington Station truants, like kids in the woods sneaking away, I guess. Huntington Station kids. Further up the trail, we took a wrong turn up a narrow path that led to a makeshift campsite complete with shopping cart and trash pile. I'll be contacting Suffolk County Parks to see what we can do. Maybe they will let us blaze the trails with color-coded paint, as is the custom on other local trails such as Greenbelt. I'm not sure what the policy is on people living in the park, but it seems unsafe to me. I'll let you know what I find out. If there's an ad project potential, I'll run it by the admins to get their guidance. In the meantime, you may want to consider a buddy system. If you decide to trail over there, it's never a bad idea anyways. I went to the police meeting last month, and I had asked about this because my son and myself had gone into went for a bike ride, and we ran into a large group of men.
Why would you go in there?
Well, it's a bike trail, and that's where you go to ride bikes. And I live in the suburbs in the North Shore of Long Island, and Breezy Park is paid for with our taxes. And you wouldn't think that there's homeless illegal immigrants. That's where they're living. And I know this because I brought it up at the police meeting, and the woman who does the homeless outreach was right on me after I asked the question. And she says they're keeping an eye on it. They know it's there, because I had said, do you plan on like using drones to figure out like what's going on inside Breezy Park? Because it's a little concerning that there's homeless illegal immigrants that are living inside the trails there. So they are aware. There's nothing they can do. There's really nothing they can do. They have to treat it like a homeless situation, and not, realize. So I won't be going in there anymore.
I would never go into anything in that area, especially off a trail. I understand that, it is something where you're supposed to be. I understand where we live, we're supposed to be. It's a lot of supposed to be, but the reality is we already know what's going on, right? So I would never take the chance to do that. I would not do that. And I was surprised Deb went in, but she did it with her friend. So I'm not surprised.
Right.
But I'm glad that she did go in and she got the information for us. Now, I don't care if you are illegal or if you are homegrown. Homeless people have a tendency of having, some of them, mental issues. That's another set of problems. So you can have people being attacked, all types of things. There was just an incident in Hempstead when an undocumented individual killed another person in the park over alcohol. What is going on? Like, the parks are supposed to be safe, right? That's where we take our kids. Go on the swing. I'm going to talk to my girlfriend. Yeah, we're going to do this for the big cookies. Great. Now I got to watch and make sure you're not trying to come and kill us. How about I just don't go to the park?
That's so sad.
I don't even let my kids venture out past a certain time, because especially in the summertime, because of the gangs. And, you know, it's always the innocent ones that get caught up. And now it's a big outcry. No, we've been crying about this for a long time. You know, we need to rectify this situation. And we need to be more, and I don't want to hear there's nothing really we can really do. If these kids are supposed to be in school, if you can call and tell me that my kid owes you $3 for some juice, I mean, 10 times, you know, in a week, don't tell me you don't have the staff to make sure these kids are in class, because you have the staff to have somebody call me and tell me that he owes $3, but you don't know where the $3 came from. It just magically appeared. And you call me literally 10 times that week.
Yeah.
Use that same energy to make sure these kids are going to school. How about that?
Yeah,
So
especially when you know where they are.
Yeah, and if you know, that's my thing. If you know where these things are, one thing I will say.
Who can say that they were kids? They made the assumption that these were truant kids. Who's to say that that's true at all?
But you know what? Also, what's his name? McGoldrick made a good point. In today's day and age, we don't know who's who when it comes to kids, because remember, we had somebody that was 20 years old in high school.
Right.
We would consider that a kid.
And with 15-year-olds, and you can't, and there's no proving of the age verification, because there's no criminal history, there's no documentation.
There's no nothing.
They're undocumented by the very and they use this old civil rights law to get the fact of the matter is our entire everything's different, and we're going based off of very old laws that are very
civil rights law.
It was a civil rights law that had to do. It's from 1875, I think it was. But that you don't have to have ID, because there were some people who didn't. The refugees. I have to look it up because I don't want to speak wrong, but I know that it was a civil rights law. And you know what's funny? You know I'm right. I just can't remember it right now, because after the show, I'll make certain points and I'll be like, "Hey, look! I wish I had this when we were on the show." So,
Wait,
I'm going to write that.
The law is just for, what do you mean? Just for voting or for school?
You know what? We covered it. No. We covered it on our show that we did on this topic, and we put it on there. I just can't remember the name of it right now, but it's a law that they're using that was under the civil rights laws to not have to produce identification.
For voting, not for school. For the school, they use that McKenna law, and they says that as long as, if you're homeless, you have to give them, they have to get a education, a public school education. And that came about after Hurricane Katrina, when everybody lost all their documents.
Yeah, no,
that's that one. But in regards to the ID, I'm almost positive that they're referring to the voters' ID. Because, you know, they were having people saying that they were stopping them from voting.
Yeah, no, this is a different one.
Because you can't, I mean, we don't even have to go, well, we could double check it, but try it yourself. Go get a kid off the street, okay? Say you don't have any documents and try to register them and see how far you get.
Yeah.
Because I've lived in this district. I have 5 kids, and I put 5 kids through the public school system at some point in time. And each time I register one of them, I go through the run of the mill. Every single time. So I don't get it. I think I'm going to go to Half Hollows next year, though, and say that, you know, I lost all my paperwork. And I want to see how far I get.
I'm going to Cold Spring Harbor. They have a salad bar.
Well, and you know that they don't have free or reduced lunch because they would not give up their salad bar.
Right. That was the funniest story, that they had such a low enrollment of free and reduced lunch students, and the state told them that they couldn't have their salad bar if they had reduced lunch students. So they decided, we're not going to have reduced lunch students. We're just going to feed them.
Because most of the people could afford it, I guess.
Salad for everybody. Oh, God.
But if you think about it, you're like, Hmm. That's very interesting. You don't want to fight them because they want to keep their healthy salad bar, but they still can't get free and reduced lunch. It's not like they're giving out burgers and pizza. They want to keep their salad bar. So what?
Yeah, keep your salad. No, are you kidding? I am not ragging on the salad bar. I'm just laughing at how absolutely incredible that we live 2 miles from you. And we've got MS-13 and you've got a salad bar. Like, that was your biggest problem. And I'm not knocking you. We should have the same problems.
Yeah.
No, it's true. No, but I'm saying that's true as well. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, how messed up is the government that you would not give these people the benefits of free and reduced lunch unless they gave up their salad bar?
Yep.
What? That doesn't make any sense. Aren't we trying to promote healthy eating?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that how it goes? I mean, I can understand if they was having a McDonald's in there or something, but it's the salad bar. And I think Half Hollow Hills did the same thing. I was like, what in the world? I don't understand.
And for whatever reason, the fresh vegetables cost so much more money than the crap that makes you sick. It's like they want you to be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, look and see, because I did this. My mother works for a hospital, and she had a seminar, and her clinics are in underserved areas, and they did an actual seminar in regards to healthy food and food that is not healthy. If you have a mother that is receiving a certain amount of money for food, and Cheerios cost $5, right, and that's healthy, or Captain Crunch costs $3, which one do you think she's gonna pick?
Captain
You would think that the Captain Crunch would be more expensive, and the Cheerios that's healthier would be least expensive. It's with fruit, right?
Right.
No, total opposite. It costs more money to buy grapes, peaches, pears than it does to buy a bag of chips.
Yep.
So it's like, we kind of set ourselves up to fail sometimes, in my opinion. Okay, it's called the one that lets a lot of them get through is called the McKinney Vito Homeless Assistance Act. That's one of them.
That's the one for the schools, right?
Right, that's the one for the school.
The one I was quoting was one from Texas that they don't have to produce identification, but they were using, that they adopted because case law is like everything. It was a different one. But it's okay. I stopped looking because I loved where the school lunch thing was going. Unless you want to talk about Russia, but everybody's talking about Russia. Screw Russia. Let's talk about this.
I don't even turn on the TV anymore.
I know.
I'm sick of hearing about Trump. I'm sick of hearing about the clearances. I'm sick of hearing about now we want to have more information about the Mueller report. We have an election coming up. Let's focus on that. Let's see. I mean, let's try to make some real differences. And I'm sick of, and I'm saying this, and I'll probably get a lot of backlash. I'm sick of these women coming out of the woodworks talking crazy. Now they got my poor buddy Joe up there talking about he kissed her on the head. What? Girl, sit down, please. Immediately, because you make
you mean Joe Biden?
Yes.
We've been watching him touch people for years.
She said
it's like they just found out that this has been happening. Yeah. We've been talking about it for the last 10 years.
Yeah. That's okay, though. It's okay.
Mean,
sorry. It's okay. Whatever.
No, that's just Joe. It's just
Joe.
Joe feels everybody up. Especially
but if you're gonna come with something, right? Come with something that's feasible. Don't tell me the man kissed you on your head.
But wait, what you're missing is they're eating their own. This is their playbook. They use this on Kavanaugh. They use this on that Roy Moore guy, right? They pull out yearbooks. They pull out 30-year-old cases of women. He grabbed my knee. It was so obscene. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. So they don't want Biden running. They're doing this to him. This is not us.
But here's my thing. Uh-oh, did we lose her? Did she freeze?
What?
Now I see her.
Go ahead. I was just ranting about that.
Here's my thing is that as a woman, right, when I keep hearing these stories, I then begin to question certain things, right? So we're supposed to be automatically, because of our gender, in line with that Me Too movement. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I don't think that every story is not legit. What I'm saying is when you overplay something, it's just like The Boy Who Cried Wolf. You keep giving me this narrative again and again and again and again. When something really happens, maybe I don't pay attention because now you've captivated my attention for these foolishness. I don't want to be bothered anymore.
Oh my goodness, you're so right. Can I tell you, it was Anna Navarro. Did I put this on my Facebook page a little while ago? I think I did. Anna Navarro, who is like the fakest GOP Republican person, right? She tweeted out tonight. She tweeted out, I want you to see what she wrote because you know, Dana, you know I've been talking about why are we talking about this and not talking about that. She tweeted out, let me see. Whoop, did I lose it?
Yep, because I can't see it now.
Oh, no. Shoot. She was saying basically, okay, Joe Biden gets it. Joe Biden is not a pervert or sexual harasser. Good. He puts out this video. Good. He gets it. I don't know about everyone, but I'm done with this. Now, can we give the same attention to Jeffrey Epstein's plus 80 underage victims who were also victims of the justice system? I can't believe she even said this tonight. It blew my mind. You're right. Let's get over Creepy Joe. We've been talking about him for a decade. You guys are with your own infighting, with you're fighting each other right now because you're primarying already. So now what do you got to do? The top runner, we got to bring up some sexual accusations. Okay, do that because you have no idea what lies underneath this Epstein thing.
Speaking of fighting speaking about fighting amongst your own kind.
Oh no.
I am positive this election will be quite interesting. Our local election. There are a lot of things that are going on right now that are just amazing. And not in a good way either. So people have now begun to show their true colors. I attended the Tri-CYA gala, which was very good. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about the agency that I didn't know because I can be critical, not of the agency, but of the donors. But they really do a lot. And they do help the children. However, it was full of political atmosphere in there as well. And it was very interesting. I saw one of the Democrats who's trying to get on the ballot. He was on my block, knocking on doors, getting people to sign his petition. Thank God I caught my neighbor. I told my neighbor, tell everyone not to sign his petition. And I told him what he was about. And we were able to stop it and we didn't get it. Do you know he came to the event? I was like, wow. And then they had another Democrat tell me, I said, well, you know, there's a lot of things that we'll have to discuss. And she turned to me and said, yeah, you always have a lot to say.
Wow.
Excuse me? I was like, don't let me get out of character, please. So it will be. Oh, and then we had Mr. Cook who was there. He didn't even know me that night. It was interesting. It was very interesting. Very interesting. And then we have the thing now with the summer jobs. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Lisa?
About what?
Oh,
what about the summer jobs?
No, we're in the same area. I just heard this loud boom. That's why I said this is the third time I've heard it tonight.
I heard that too.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, did you just hear that?
No, I heard that too. It was really weird.
That's the third time.
Whoa, I just got a boom over here.
You did too?
Yeah, I got a boom. I felt it on the ground.
Yeah, that's why I just said, did you hear? That's why I asked Lisa, because Lisa and I live close.
Yeah, no, I did hear it in the distance. I didn't hear it like super, super close. I heard it in the distance. I couldn't tell which way it was coming from.
You said it, and then I heard a boom.
Wow.
Yeah,
like you could feel it. It's weird.
What the hell are they doing? But here's the thing. I was told one group was promised 200 jobs, and then later on that week, I was actually shown an article where it was some people saying that there would indeed be 200 jobs. Okay. Then I was told that there was another event, and they were told that it was 200 jobs. So 200 plus 200 equals 400. When I know for a fact, last year I don't even think we made triple numbers. I think we were still in the double digits. So where did these jobs come from?
And what are these jobs?
It's for summer jobs.
But you know, it's like the parking space where they say, well, we're going to give you a parking variance for this, and then they use it for other projects, and then they build on the spot. It's just like that. It's really the same 100 jobs being offered, 200 jobs being offered to many different groups. But
the thing is, and that's a dangerous game to play, right? Because I did some research, especially after last year. Some of these children that are going to apply for these summer jobs actually live under the poverty level. How is it that they don't get selected, but your crony, who his mom makes, 6 figures and his dad makes 6 figures, why is he getting the job?
Yeah, there should be some balance there.
And who's minding it? I don't care who you give the jobs to, right? Give them to whomever child needs it.
They
right?
shouldn't do it because you're rich. They shouldn't do it because you're poor. But they definitely shouldn't do it because somebody knows your mommy or daddy.
I think that they should be if you look into what the summer youth program was for, it was enlisted for children who are under the poverty level. You need money.
If that's what it says it was put in for, then it should be income based.
So it should be the children that are under the poverty level or just at the poverty level should get first dibs. Not your counterpart's son, nephew, niece, daughter, whatever. And that's where the problem lies. And how do these people make the decision of who goes where and does what? How do we do that? How do we get this information out? And that's what we have to start questioning. I mean, we can make all the gripes we want about the administration, but until we do our own research and we stop allowing people to talk for us that don't really speak for us, we're not going to get anywhere. So, I don't know. I think we need to pay attention to that. At least I will be. Because, my kids have friends that need jobs.
Right. Yeah.
So I will be paying attention to that to see who actually gets it. And see how they divvy out all these jobs to everyone equally. We'll have a lot to cover.
Find out who the decision maker is when those applications come in and what the process is that's used to determine who gets the jobs. And if that's the process being used, then how do you say that this person, and this person were there based upon the income level that we perceive?
I think that's we need a check and balance system that we haven't had in town hall in many years.
It's time to start another committee.
Another committee with the same people.
Oh my goodness.
Right? Let's do that. Let's start another committee with the same exact people.
I could go off on a rant right now, but I'm trying to behave. And it's about appointments.
No, you should. This is the time where you should definitely speak your mind because there's, believe it or not, there's people who have the same thought process.
This person up so bad so far that he stutters when I walk into a room now. So I got to leave it be right now.
Hey, what? Who is
that? I can't even talk about the room that I walked into where I was not expected to be at this point, but I got to back off on that for just a little bit. We need to come to heal.
What is that noise?
Oh, that's ice. Ice, baby. Vanilla ice, baby, to go. We see, and we can go right back into the MS-13. We could segue right into that again. The number for ice, in case anybody wants to make a
wow. We could never do live show. I'm sorry. They would boot us off.
Something always goes amiss every time. Every time. But that's okay. It's always fun. Listen, we're normal people. We have normal lives, and sometimes our husbands come home and stuff. Oh, so you wanted to see the Tri-YCA stuff, right? I thought that Huntington School District did it very well. Look at this cute little guy.
Oh my God, he was so cute.
Did he give a speech?
Yes, he was so adorable.
How old is he?
I think he was 7, Cameron. He was so cute.
Look how big his shoes are on his little body. So cute. Okay. And then I know this guy. He's with our marching band. He's Jorge. He's super sweet. Love him. Who else is in this picture? You know, Dana?
We can't see. I'm looking at you. I don't see the picture up there.
Oh, you don't see that?
No, I don't see anything.
I'm looking at you.
I thought you were just telling us who's in the picture.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. No. Oh goodness. Okay. Here.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me know that my screen was not working. I appreciate that. This is
That's Cameron.
He's so cute.
He was so cute.
And this is from the Huntington Preschool District.
Yes.
And there's Mr. Polanski with him. He must have been so cute. 7, huh? All right. So this is Jorge. He's from the marching band. I know it's this kid. He's super awesome. But go ahead, left, right.
That's Deborah Norris and
from Newsday.
And I don't know the other ladies because I can't really. I don't know who they are. I'm assuming they have some type of affiliation.
Okay, I thought you were there, so I thought
I was there. But they
didn't really come with names either, just pictures about the Tri.
If you go through some of them, I know I was there, but some of these pictures were taken like this. The picture of the little boy Cameron that was taken while he was speaking.
Yes,
and the picture.
Our kid.
Yeah, the picture with Polanski that was taken off on the side because it has like that purple. They have that whole section over there.
Okay.
Let me see who else. Who else do you have one there?
Okay, there you go. That's my marching band buddy. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So I know him. I know Deborah Morris. She's new though, so she's tainted with me already.
Why?
I don't know. I see her in the deli all the time, and she acts like she doesn't know me. She goes, I'm not gonna say where she goes because I don't want people that don't like her to stalk her. But it's where I go. I don't know who.
Why don't you? Why don't you have a good rapport with her? She's never. I mean, she's never given me a bad vibe. What happened?
Oh! Do you remember when we were covering the Villadome?
Yes.
All right. She even made an incident over the Villadome because I was filming and I asked her a question. She was not allowed to report on our school district. I don't know if she's allowed back anymore, because she had violated the rights to privacy for a student or something. It was a while ago. Yeah, it was a while ago.
Really?
I remember.
Yeah. So there's a bitterness there. You got to think when you've known somebody that long and there's a lot that happens, especially with media stuff. Like she stopped at one point and she started accusing me of doing something I was not even doing. And I was so glad I had it on tape because,
That's interesting. I've never had that interaction with her. I don't, but I don't know, I don't know what your history is. I thought maybe it was something else. I do recall the whole Villadome thing, but
it's okay. She hears the booming too, I think.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I really don't. And I hope I don't hear anything tomorrow morning.
She doesn't have to go outside. She's just letting me know something's going on out there.
I wonder if it's more fireworks because it was so beautiful today. They just have to light fireworks off.
It didn't sound like fireworks. It sounded like a boom.
It was a boom. It was a boom. It wasn't a boom, 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 boom. And it was ground shaking. And I got it about a couple times.
Oh, boy.
And it came first by you guys. And you guys are a good...
I don't hear anything now.
3 miles from me north, right?
Yeah.
I was 3 miles.
I didn't hear anything either.
And then you're another half mile from each other.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Craziness.
A little scary, though. I'll say that.
So anything else going on that you guys want to cover?
Yes, I do want to bring up one little thing. The other night on my way home from work, an animal ran out right in front of my car. The animal made it, got to the other side, and when this animal got to the open space, kind of turned around and looked at me with these eyes like, are you kidding me? It was really funny at that point. But it was a very large fox. And where this fox ran out, it was right where this construction has started to come together over there by the old Schneider Farms on Old Country Road, where 17 1-acre luxury homes. Yeah. Well, when I was driving to work the next day in the light, I started looking in the field, and that's when I noticed that there was some construction that's starting to come. I don't know if it's part of the 17 acres, but it looked really huge, like a really large home. But why I'm bringing it up is it's just got me so sad because of all the building that's going on, all the animals. Why are you laughing at me?
There's so many animals in your house right now, and they're walking around all over the place.
There's a lot of distractions back there, so I was looking.
There's light coming out of your fridge. All these cats and dogs and these men walking around.
That sounds like.
And you're talking about the animals being displaced at the farm.
I know, it's sad because it's really upsetting to see that all these creatures. Oh, the hell with it. Yeah.
Sorry.
That's what I said. If we did a live show, we would probably get fined so much because we can't. You had like, first of all, there was somebody walking behind you. And I was like, what the hell's going on here?
Another guy's light coming out of your fridge.
Yeah, then there was a light. Then you said something about the fox, and I think the cat walked across. I was like, what the hell? Are they in the
Like, the coyotes are being displaced.
Yeah, no more kitchen. Michael and his dog are in the kitchen.
They're going to move into Lisa's house, all the coyotes. No one will notice. Oh, my goodness. That was funny.
But I feel sorry for those animals, but also with those new constructions, another thing that happens is the damn rats.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was the one we wanted to show everyone, the building downtown before. You know which one I'm talking about? The blue. It's still blue because of the pressure.
On Girard Street.
Yes.
Right. But while you're pulling the picture up, that also, thinking about the fox and all the land and all the, the creatures, and that's food, the rats, that's food for the hawks and the eagles and whatever. It just goes on and on. But that also brings me to when we were out and about, Jenny, the other day, and you showed me the seasons, which I hadn't seen that monstrosity in a long time. And not to mention that we were watching the guys working on a Saturday, which is another conversation.
We need to do a drive-by and show people, because I think I was showing you, like, people don't realize Minnetonka is ready to go. They just don't have money. And then right down the street, you have Seasons. And when you drive by, after getting used to driving down Elmwood Road for so long and seeing the pastures with the cows, to see these immense buildings, and really, seriously, they have this fountain that when I drove by right before St. Patrick's Day, I was like, maybe they turned it that color because it's St. Patrick's Day, but it's more blue than green. So, like, this place is so fake. Even they turn their water a specific strange blue color in their fountains. It's weird. But there's one building in particular down in the Village that people have gotten very curious about. You guys remember this? We covered it on a previous show, but it's for lease now. And rumor has it,
so ugly.
This is the one that was supposed to have the rooftop bar.
Right. What happened to that? Has that changed?
They stopped building. And from one of the guys was saying, last I heard, they were having major water table issues. And this other guy said issue with the general contractor didn't follow the specs or something. And he says, well, from what I heard, they didn't properly waterproof the foundation. And they later found out there's active water under the structure. I'm just serious. Just crazy. So they had to abandon the building.
Wow. It's like the Heartland we brought up before. We found orange soil.
Oh,
And how many different colors was that soil that we were standing there? There
we'll
was so
try to
many colors. But that's
I'm
another.
gonna
That's
try to work on that one. Can I need to piece. I was saying I have to sew pieces of it together and then bring it together. When we all have to find a time. This is our regular time, but this is a special episode we want to put to the side just for the Heartland Project for them to be able to use in any way without, going off on a rant over here and a rant over here. We like to keep it on one subject just for that. So.
Well, we only have one day of the week. We have to cram everything in. It's hard.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's hard.
Again, we don't monetize our YouTube. We don't make money. We don't take donations from dealerships to go out and pretend that we're buying diapers for the community when in fact we're just self-promoting ourselves like Glory Horse. So we don't do any of that. That's not what we do.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to do that. I promised.
I would have rather talked about soil. Oh my goodness.
I have the rock. It's an orange rock outside. I brought them home and I washed my hands because I got so worried. And then my husband said it was a high something content, but it was really weird because there were 4 different colors of soil in the area where we were.
Yeah, and all these dead patches.
Yes.
Crazy stuff.
Dana, wait till you see some of it. It's crazy.
Well, maybe the MS-13 were just urinating in that area.
They pee orange?
Maybe.
I can't deal with it.
Oh my God.
All the way down.
Well, the bathrooms don't work in those places, I'm sure.
And do you know, Dana, it's still an active psychiatric center. It's still and there's all the like everything around it is like napalm hit it. And
they actually cleaned it up because a few years ago it looked even worse. They still had a lot of buildings up. What is that big tower? What is that thing?
Yeah, I know. We're gonna cover that. We don't.
We'll cover it. We'll go there.
It's a surprise.
I
know we're really excited to cover it, but we can't yet. We got to put it together cohesively.
Okay, great.
All right. Anyways, it's that time of night. I got to go find out what the boom boom is because the poor dog has to go out there. But we hope everyone enjoyed tonight's Huntington View. Have a good evening, everyone.
Okay.